What made you decide to do a program like this?
Relationships was, even though I really didn't have one, but that was really my purpose because I want one. I feel like I have a lot of love and stuff to give, and not that I need it. I thought I needed it, but I don't need it anymore because I know it's all within me.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a big part of it, was just not really believing in yourself, in myself, not feeling good enough, whether it's a relationship or whatever, but probably primarily relationship, because I'd been in a relationship for 28 years. It wasn't always great, and that ended abruptly. And so getting back out there is really tough. So, and I just didn't feel confident in myself. I've never felt that confident in myself, actually. So it was really all about the feeling I felt about myself. And the catalyst really to get me to this program was someone I met online who was so positive, really always positive, always built me up. He didn't know who I was. I mean, not really. And I just thought, who's this guy and why is he so positive? And, that's kind of what I wanted. And I thought, if he sees this in me and he doesn't even know who I am really,
Mm-hmm.
why can't I see it in myself? And so that just got me thinking, and I've somehow found you. I don't even know how I found you on Facebook, but I somehow found you.
Sneaky Facebook ads.
Yeah, and I just thought, he sounds legit. I mean, you sounded genuine. And so, and I wanted someone genuine. I didn't just want a program. I had started reading a few little things just because I thought, what am I missing here? So I started reading stuff about relationships and about men, and some of it was helpful that it at least spiked my interest. And maybe that's how I found you. I don't know, but I thought, well, this guy seems really legit and seems to care. So here I am.
Good. See, so now, and this is for the benefit of you as well as anyone listening here. So now you know the truth. A lot of people, it's interesting. I speak to all these people that come on the call and they it's almost like they try and diagnose themselves. It's almost like they're trying to get affirmation they're on the right track. They're like, yeah, I know I need to work on my mindset. Yeah, I know I need to work on my limiting beliefs. These are the classic phrases people say. I need to work on my limiting beliefs. I need to work on my mindset. I need to work on my loving myself. They say all these generic terms, but what they're really missing is the real essence of what that really means.
Mm-hmm.
If you are able to feel amazing, you're able to feel confident, you're able to feel great, you're able to feel love for yourself, well, you don't need a mindset anymore. The feeling is what people are looking for. And that's a feeling. That's not a thought. It's a feeling.
Right.
And to feel a certain way, that's conditioning.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really the simplest course. People make it so much harder, to understand than it really is. It's not a limited belief system. It's not a limited, limited beliefs. It's not a lack of a mindset. It's they're not conditioned to feel what they want. They're not able to feel great, feel love, feel confidence. It's a feeling. But now that is actually in the most basic, easy to understand sense, it's a conditioning. That's a skill. Right. It's not a concept. It's not a limited belief. When you feel a certain way, it's easy to act a certain way. When you feel a certain way, you can now act a certain way. When you feel a certain way, you don't do things you used to do in the past. When you feel a certain way, you're less likely to feel a void and feel like there's something incomplete out there. It's all a feeling. That's the simplest component. That's what you learn in a very practical way. So now you kind of got past all the weeds and you recognize it's actually maybe not easy to implement. That's why I did the program, but it's easy to understand. It's a feeling what people are looking for. And I give people analogies sometimes. I'm like, listen, I go, let me make this really simple for you here. Because you can almost look at like a relationship some ways as a type of partnership, right? If you were if you had a job 10 years ago and that person fired you unfairly, you'd probably not like that person very much, right?
Right.
But imagine 10 years later, they call you up, hey, Melanie, I got a great job for you. And it's high six figures. And let's just say you need that money. Even though you despise that person, Guess who's probably going to take the job?
Right.
That's because you have lack of feeling abundant. That's because, oh my God, if I don't take this job, I'm going to be in problems. That's ultimately what causes people to take these crappy jobs. Make sense?
Yes.
But imagine right before that person called, you won $100 million in the lottery. Now you feel rich, right? Now, granted, you have that practical reason, but I want you to focus on the feeling. You now feel rich. You feel abundant. You feel like all your needs are taken care of. And then that person calls you up. You might not even be spiteful anymore. You might be like, I'm just so blessed and lucky. Hey, it was nice hearing from you. I wish you all the best, but no, I'm not interested. You might actually feel such gratitude, you might not even dislike that person anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And you feel such abundance, there's no way you're going to take that job. What you now have in a practical sense is to feel like that in your relationships. Like already feel like you already have it all. And when you feel like that, you show up differently. People respond differently to you. But that's a feeling. And to get that feeling, it's not a concept, it's a conditioning. That's what you did over the time. And again, doesn't mean you're a robot, doesn't mean you're not a human being. It just means you have control, you have consistency. Maybe a challenging day, but not challenging fucking weeks or months. A challenging day is not such a bad day, but that's what you got. At the end of the day, you have a very simple and applicable way, simple understanding and very clear, straightforward way to apply it. That's what you got. And that's why most people fail, because they're going about the wrong way. They think there's some line they need to read. Oh, I need to somehow learn a new belief so I can destroy my life. That's not what you need. You need a way to condition your brain so you can feel amazing. When you feel amazing, you do amazing. When you feel amazing, you speak differently to people. That's all it really is. So you learn in a very simple way to really nix all that stuff. So now I'm good either way. If I'm in a relationship, fantastic. If I'm not, that's okay too. But here's the irony. You will meet someone very beautiful, wonderful very soon because you're showing up differently. You know, I've said this before. When you feel radiantly beautiful, you are radiantly beautiful. People want to spend time with you. People want to get to know you. You became that person who inspired you that you were talking about, that you met online. You know, you're becoming that person. You're becoming that person that attracted you. You have this way of being, right? But that's a feeling. When you're able to feel that way, you show up that way. A lot of people talk about attracting abundance or attracting relationships. The real truth is you generate it. You literally create your own force of energy so you can radiate that. But when you radiate that, people must respond differently to you. You become the kind of person people want to be around. So is it really a coincidence that all of a sudden now your social calendar starts to fill up? That's why everyone, their whole life shifts when they do the program, because it's addressing that stuff from the core. At the end of the day, it's feeling abundant, feeling loved, feeling like you're already complete, feeling like you're already in bonus territory. When you feel that way, everything shifts. Yeah. And that's a practical understanding.
It's very true.
That's what you have now. Your life will never be the same. The only not disclaimer, but caveat is you worked hard with me during our time together. You have to continue to do the process. It's not self-sustaining. You know, it's funny. I tell people when they start this program, like, this ain't no magic trick. This is hard fucking work. You're going to work hard. I mean, you try to tell me, if you look at any disciplines in the athletic realm, right, just as an analogy, try to show me one Olympian gymnast or one Olympian weightlifter who doesn't fucking clock in their time in the gym. This is not different. But if you're willing to do that and you're willing to keep doing it, then the sky's the limit. I'll talk to you in 6 months from now. You'll blow your own mind as far as where you're at. You'll just reach new levels of understanding and new ways, new deeper levels of feeling and bouncing back. And you'll just be like, wow, my God, this is incredible. But ultimately, you're continuing to train that emotional muscle in a very practical touch it, taste it, feel it way. And that's what makes you feel like, I'm just good.
Yeah.
But that's
really what
sorry.
I would say that's just really what I try to focus on when I do my practice.
Yep.
Anything is just really generating that feeling, because it's like you said, I've always been grateful.
Yep.
But it's a new level of grateful.
Yeah.
It means more. It's grateful, just grateful for what, like you said, grateful for, and satisfied for what is. And if you're getting more, that's awesome. But you have what you need. I have everything I need, and it's all in me. I don't need a man. I sure like one. I like somebody to share life with, but I'm okay by myself. I'm really pretty darn good. So, it's for me, it's definitely about gratitude and that generating that feeling. And that's my focus.
Never forget all these incredible moments of gratitude you're having that you're getting deeper and deeper at. ultimately that feeling only came from you. No one pressed a button on you, Melanie.
Right.
It came from you that you're wiring and continue condition in. I mean, like, and like you're saying here, as great as you were already actually pretty good at that part when you started me.
Mm-hmm.
I give you your own credit where credit is due. You work on other things, but you start off with that great feeling. But that's also partly why you moved as fast as you did,
Yeah.
because you were able to really get those emotional juices and say, you know what, I'm just feeling really great what I'm doing, and you were able to bring your part of the co-creation into the process. That's what accelerated for you. But you were good at that. But what you're starting to experience is, as good as you were, there's other levels of that. There's deeper
Mm-hmm.
levels. And it's really incredible. You'll get to a point, and you might even already be there. I mean, I know it took me some time before I got to the point where I can any day get so grateful, even over a lousy minutia cup of coffee, that I can feel like almost like tears of joy to come down. Like, I get to live like this. This is incredible.
Yeah.
But it's over a cup of coffee. I didn't get a new car. It wasn't like I got a massive injection. It's just some simple stuff. But you literally condition yourself to do that. And it's just like you can almost invoke it on command, but that's simply because you're doing your process each day. So you just get better and better and better at doing it. And there's no final level. It's just like, wow. I mean, there's the rabbit hole goes very deep.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. Yeah. So just keep enjoying. So let me ask you here, how do you now feel about your future? How do you feel about like the next 10 years?
I feel like my best years are definitely ahead of me.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm living my best life right now, and I feel like that's just going to accelerate as I go on. I'm very happy. I'm gonna, I just focus on doing what makes me happy, doing what I want. I focus a little bit on the slide. Your time here is limited. I'm on the downside of the spectrum, but I just feel like my best life is totally ahead of me, and it's great right now. But I just know it's going to get better. So
it is.
Yeah, and I can't even really imagine how much better, honestly. But I just know it is. I believe it is. I know I'm progressing. I will continue to progress forever. So as long as I do this, and I don't plan to stop. So
yeah, never stop. Yeah, as long as you keep doing it, you'll keep going. And if you ever do have challenges, remember, you can always go back to the baseline from the kickoff. That's you go back to that. You go back to like a military operation. If you do that, you can get past anything. Notice you have people, and this is good for anyone listening here, from a biological perspective, it does not matter the source of that challenge. It could be relationship, loss of a loved one, friend challenges, work challenges. From a biological perspective, it's all the same. It is no different. I mean, you saw there are people in the program here that have lost their father, like loved ones. There's many of those people, and they're surprised how much better they are relatively pretty quickly within a couple days, because it's all the same. Never ever go into that deer in headlights like, oh my God, I got this challenge. I'm just gonna, sleep in the whole day. Do not do that. Always execute. You will always continue to be the only variable. As long as you do that, sky's the limit. Not only you'll blow your own fucking mind where you might be in 6 months. You'll amaze yourself, and that's the truth. Like I said, you'll have deeper levels of understanding, and deeper levels of understanding will lead to richer levels of being, and that's the truth. It will be the gift that keeps giving. And as long as you continue to just not try to be perfect, subscribe to a student for life mentality where like, hey, I'm not perfect. I'm totally open to the fact that I either win or I learn. That's not a bad place to be, So as long as you keep with that, it's a straight shot to the top, a top that never, you never really hit the top, but you keep going. So that's a good place to be. Yeah. So let me ask you one last question. I think this is great. Last question here. If you were able to, because this will people relate to, think back to when we first spoke, 8 weeks ago, whatever it was at this point, and when you and I first spoke, you're like, you didn't really know quite yet, okay, you thought I sounded a certain way, but I'm sure there's a part of you that's like, kind of like, I don't know, what's this guy really looking for here, but if I'm just being honest here, but what if you had the opportunity, the you now was able to talk to the you, 8 weeks ago, even before we had the conversation where you said, oh, I'm going to be working for the next week, and maybe I'll be able to get to these videos in the next week or so. But if you got to speak to yourself first, before we even spoke, and you were able to say the level of what this represents for you, what do you think you would tell yourself? And I'm only asking this here because this is essentially, I'm almost in some ways asking you, what would you tell anyone else who has this in front of them and has the opportunity to move forward? What would you tell yourself knowing what you know now, your old self?
I don't. It's just kind of incredible. $5,000 sounds like a lot of money. It is a lot of money to me.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
every day I kind of tell myself, $5,000 is nothing. It's a drop in the bucket for the rest of your life to
Yep.
feel awesome and to have the tools you need to just be good all the time. And if you, like you said, if you have a little challenge, you know what to do. You can't really put a price on it. And $5,000 is cheap for the rest of your life. I mean, if you really, really work the program and do it and never stop. I'm just like, I'm worth it. And that's the other part of it is like, I'm like, you're worth it.
Yeah.
Maybe didn't think I was, but I know I am. And it's really pretty priceless. It's peace of mind. It's, it's just feeling, a heart full of gratitude. And I mean, it's just a great way to live. I don't need anybody but myself. And I know I'm worthy. I'm worthy of all the good things that happen to me. So, it's pretty awesome. And I would tell somebody, if you can do it, do it. I mean, I know it's a lot of money, but do it. I think it's certainly you're worth it.